We are back at Cinnamon Grand Hotel Colombo with Gary Mehigan at brunch to have a small chit chat.
Putting me on the spot, wasn't it? I was listening to all that lovely list of sponsors and thinking, that's a long list. But we couldn't do it, just so you know, we couldn't do these kind of events if we didn't have the sponsors we've got. So, hands up to them, they've done an absolutely brilliant job. And to be honest, I was just saying to the chef, when we started planning this event, he was, can you send me all your recipes? Can you send me all the recipes? And I'm like, don't worry about it. I've got a crew, we'll come in, we'll get it all done. They have been absolutely brilliant. Like the two events we did that we were, I actually put my whites on, I was doing some work, but we worked very hard to pull the events together. Using local ingredients, we did a 6-7 course menu and a 5-course menu with snacks and canapes on top of that. And the team here have been absolutely brilliant. Like I've just been thrilled. It's so different to my experience that I've had this year in other places, just so you know. So well done to them. What else have I got to say? Everybody keeps asking me, how's Sri Lanka? I go, I don't know yet. I arrived, that's why I'm so bleary-eyed. I arrived 1 o'clock in the morning, got to the hotel at 2, got stuck into the kitchen. I think managed to get out to the markets, and I actually drove a little electric tuk-tuk. The tuk-tuk driver gave me the keys and trusted that I was safe. I proved him wrong. No, I was fine. And I had a bit of a thrill, driving around town, stopped for coffee. But that's about it. So tomorrow, my wife and daughter arrive. We're going to take 6 days and travel around, go up to Kandy, do an elephant safari, get on the railway, Bentota and Gaul. So I can't wait. Because it's been on the list for a long time.
All right, so what we're going to do now is, if any of you would like to pose a question to Gary, we are going to send a mic around, so you can go ahead and ask him all those burning questions that you've had about his favorite contestants at MasterChef, why he spent so much time in India.
What the hell am I doing now?
Yeah, what's with the outfit change today? All right, so let us know if you have any questions, and we'd love to send the mic around to you.
And also the fact that we'll have plenty of time together. We'll make sure we have photographs if you want them. If you don't, just wave me on, get out of here. But yeah, happy to do all of that. And if you'd like to know, the India question I can answer. I filmed, they've just started to load it on YouTube actually. So if anybody's interested, Nat Geo India, I filmed with this year. I've been backwards and forwards to India 12 times. So when life throws you an opportunity like that, you've got to take it. So I've travelled everywhere, from the Himalayas, Leh Ladakh, to Nagaland, to Tamil Nadu, to every major city, whether it's Hyderabad. We did Holi in Rajbhumi, which was southeast of Delhi. We covered Eid between Hyderabad and Delhi. We were in Kochi in Kerala filming Onam. So I've had this incredible life experience this year that I never expected. I found myself sitting on the back of a truck, where the camera crew are following me. I've got the goddess Durga behind me, and surrounded by the sound of drums and the smell of incense, and people blessing the goddess as she goes past. And we're heading to the Hooghly to submerge her in the waters. And the camera crew will go, right, you can get off, we've got the shot. And I just go, nah, I'm staying here. Like it's been, when the sun's going down, it's atmospheric and wonderful. You're surrounded by wonderful people that are sharing their life and their experiences. And it's just been an absolute thrill. It's been really lovely. So it's been a year of travel. I've been lucky enough all over India this year. Been back to the UK to see family, went to Italy, Came back through Vietnam with Matt Preston to spend 5 days eating, which was terrible because he's like the triathlete of food, like trying to keep up with that guy, smashing 4 different banh mi's and pho and bun cha. That's why I put on a bit of weight, so I'm going to be on a diet when I get home. And then, of course, now Sri Lanka. So I feel very, very blessed this year, particularly. It's been lovely. I'm just filling in the quiet, you know, when they say I didn't learn anything while I was talking? Yeah, I haven't learned anything. If anybody's got a question, happy to answer.
Hi.
Hi.
We literally grew up watching MasterChef. It was like part of our daily ritual.
So you would have been like 5.
Yeah, we were very small.
I've just got old before your eyes.
Yeah, we're like 24 years old. And every day after school, we just come back, and every day at 9 p.m. it was like a religion for us. We just switch on Star World, and it's just so crazy to think that we're like right here.
See, my daughter's 22 and she couldn't stand watching me on television. And I'd say, why don't you watch it? She goes, Dad, you're here all the time. Why do I want to watch it on TV? And actually, when she was younger, she would have been about 8 or 9. And I remember the girls at school would say, "Your dad, the guy on MasterChef," and she'd just lie. She'd just go, "No." And they go, "You sure?" And she'd go, "Yeah."
We would just, like, no one would believe us if we told them that we're literally in front of you. Like it feels like a dream. So it's just, we just wanted to tell you that.
Just me. You know, you have to know that the 3 of us, George, Matt and I, are just the same in real life as we were on TV. Like, the wonderful thing about MasterChef, so it was a UK concept and it was quite colloquial, I suppose. So it was something that the Australian company supersized and made into classic reality. But what they didn't realise, I think, and it wasn't until we started filming, that when they first started, I don't know if anybody remembers season 1, but the contestants actually used to, in the first 3 or 4 episodes, every week they would eliminate one contestant themselves. So it was classic reality. And they realised when they were filming, I think the exec producer came up to me, or came up to the 3 of us within the first couple of episodes and said, "I don't know what you're doing, but just keep doing it because it's great." And it was very unusual. Like, there was normally a good judge, you know, an okay judge and an evil judge. And people would say, "Which judge are you?" And it was never like that. So we, you know, that instant kind of connection between Matt, George and I, we all knew each other. George was my apprentice. You know, when he was 17, he used to have loads of black hair. We'll try and find a photo. He did really badly at school, like really badly. And we employed him at Sofitel. And he was there 4 years working under us, 2 years working in my restaurant where we went and opened it. And then he went off to become like one of the most amazing chefs in Australia. So better than me, you know. But it was that kind of natural conversation that we had between each other, a respectful conversation between each other that I think made it a success. Inclusive, collegiate, you know, always trying to teach the contestants. And we used to get told off all the time, particularly George and I, because we were chefs, because we would walk up, you know that thing where I go, "What are you cooking?" And you go, "I'm going to do a chocolate cake." And you go, "Wow, you've only got 45 minutes left. Are you sure you can make a chocolate cake in 45 minutes? Which means you can't make a chocolate cake in 45 minutes. So we would try and say, "Are you going to do a big one or a little one?" So if you do a little one, you can cook it quickly. And they would just, "Yeah, I'm going to do a big one. It's not going to." So we used to get told off the earpiece, and they'd say, "Right, enough advice. You need to move on because we want to see some disasters, you know." So we would go, "Oh well, George, what do you think?" And he'd go, "Well, I think it's going to be tough, guys." And then we'd walk off. And when we were off camera, we'd go, "No, don't cook the chocolate cake." But of course, they still did. Did you ask a question? You got one? Like, how long does it take Matt Preston to get ready in the morning? A long time. I used to have, I'm just going to answer questions that I think you'd like to ask. So there was I had like 2 grey suits, and Matt Preston had like 60 multicoloured floral stripe. He had the whole wardrobe budget for all of us.
Gary.
Yeah, go for it.
Hi, Gary.
Hi.
My family and I really enjoy eating all Indian food. one of the programs that you featured in, you recommended the Indian accent restaurant in Delhi. Because of your recommendation and our regards to you, we actually tried it out. It's fabulous.
Oh, good.
I think it's Chef Manish.
Yeah.
Just want to ask you, do you still rate them up there, or do you have any other recommendations?
Yeah, I think where Manish sits. He's like me, he's getting a little older, but he's really, I suppose, among probably 3 or 4 other guys. Actually, not even that many. Gave permission to young chefs in India to have a plate. To fuse a few ideas together, present things in a different way, and certainly in India in the last 15 years, it's changed incredibly. Certainly the big cities are, like any big city in the world, are dynamic and, multicultural in a food sense. And when I first visited, I didn't think that was going to happen so quickly. So he was really one of the first chefs to give permission, and also to train a whole generation of new chefs that are now passing on those same lessons to young charges themselves. So, for example, in still a great restaurant, love him to bits. He's a beautiful man. Aditya, who's been traveling with us, we ate together there. Did you love it? It's beautiful. It's a beautiful restaurant, and people fly in internationally just to Delhi just to go to that restaurant. So it really started that whole trend of putting India on the map, in a culinary sense. I don't mean the food landscape is incredible, but from an international perspective, it's changing perceptions, right? So he started that. Now you've got, recent trips to Mumbai, for example, Eka Dining, young lady there and a young team, positive, happy, creating beautiful dishes. Mask, a guy called Varun Totlani, doing incredible, world class. If there was Michelin star, are there Michelin stars? No. If there were Michelin stars, I'd say that Mask would have a Michelin star for sure. A guy called Pratak Sadhu, who's just opened up in, what's the name of that restaurant? No. Up in, is it Uttar Pradesh, or am I in the wrong state? Up in the north, up in the mountains. So he's gone back, he's in that Noma style of, sense of place. Everything sustainable, foraged, indigenous, which is wonderful. Where else? Even at Bombay Canteen, which is really a big brasserie, but still, Hussein Shazad, who's just gone to Melbourne actually, I think he's still there. He won Chef of the Year this year. So there's lots and lots of things going on all over the country, which is wonderful. So, now when friends visit, it's more of a case of, what do you want to eat? Do you want to go traditional, do you want to go street, or do you want to go high-end? And it's lovely that it covers all of those places.
Gary, to your right, Beyond the Pillar.
Beyond the Pillar, that sounds like a book, doesn't it?
You can walk around.
Oh yeah, let's do that. Beyond the Pillar. What's your name?
Hi, it's Michelle.
Oh, Michelle. Beyond the Pillar by Michelle. Go for it.
And sorry, I'm just recovering from a bad throat, so.
A bad throat or a big night? Which one?
You can say a few big names.
I love it. Good stuff.
Okay, so since 2009, right up to 2019, on first season to 11, we've enjoyed having the 3 of you. Actually, although we are here, I used to quite be very fascinated with Matt, with all his.
Everybody's fascinated by Matt. What creature is he? Where does he live? What are his habits?
He's a child and so on. But I don't mean to be mean, and all due respect to the present judges of MasterChef Australia, no one can beat the 3 of you.
Thank you.
So,
With the OG.
yeah, you see, I knew there would be a lot of people looking up to that. It's never the same, right? So my question is there any possibility in the future, near or far, that you guys will come back as the judges?
MasterChef. No. I think it was quite a surprise for everybody that we moved on. But we felt that it was almost from day, when the show became really successful and influential, I think we decided we were going to stick together regardless of what. And at some time we knew we'd have to pass the baton over. Really, the previous question, some of these kids that are now 22, 24, they were literally 5 and 8-year-olds when it started. So I think the program deserved a refresh at some point. And we promised each other when we didn't love it anymore, when one of us felt that maybe it was getting close to time, that we would stay true and stick together. And I think the lovely thing about that is that we can always look back on it with just the most wonderful memories and accept the fact that we occupied a really special space in the television history. So that's wonderful. And we don't feel, we're not negative about it. Like there was a lot written in the press about, what had happened and blah, blah, blah. It was a lot of rubbish. Because in the end, we knew that it was time to move on. I was probably the one that said I wanted to garden more, have more time to myself, travel, and we kind of looked at each other and went, yeah, it's where we are. So I suppose to include Matt in that conversation, I did a podcast, which is still available, where I chatted to Matt. And I said, what's the secret of your success? And he said, it's that path less traveled. Is when an opportunity presents itself, to grab it with both hands. And he's always done that. He's gone from being I think he used to write about Neighbours. Remember the Australian TV show in London, and it took him to Australia. He was in the electrical business in some sense, in sales and writing. He took an opportunity to become a food writer, food critic, and then ended up on television. And we are the most unlikely television stars or celebrities. Like, we were all overweight terribly. We were so badly styled to start off with. And we would go to these really glitzy award nights and just feel so out of place. We feel really lucky. And I think if we went back, it would spoil it for us. I think honestly, it would not be the same audience. And what I'm loving with this new series that's being filmed now is Pauline Yao has taken on one of the judges' roles. And she rang me and I said, well done. What an amazing thing. 2009 she got that. So fast forward through her business, starting a business, becoming respected as a professional, becoming one of our colleagues rather than a contestant. And now with all that experience, dragging her back into television. I think that's wonderful. I think the lineup now is absolutely listen. You've got Sophie Levin, who's very well respected in Australia. Jean-Christophe Novelli, who I used to look up to when I was in London, at a Michelin star restaurant. And Andy, again, another contestant. So I'm really thrilled that, and I don't watch it very often, but when I watch it, that same kind of expression of kindness and encouragement is there. Not quite as good as us. But
one more question. I read that you and Matt have started a luxury food tour program in Vietnam.
We've not started it. We've hopped on board with Luxury Escapes. So the first curated food tour of Vietnam we're doing October next year. And we had 70 spaces that were sold out in 8 hours. So we're really happy. So we're going to ask for more money and do more of them. Oh, and actually, there you go. If you follow Luxury Escapes, there's more coming. So we're doing 4 research trips next year, and then in 2025 they'll roll out. And they most probably will include India, Japan, Sri Lanka. We're still working out the final. We're basically drawing circles around where we want to go. And the one thing we want to do is George, Matt, and I did a world tour once. It's our 10th year of MasterChef. It's like a reward for, just doing something amazing. And we picked 10 of the best restaurants in the world that we wanted to visit, that we would probably never go to again. And we did it. And people said, you should have filmed it. They're like, no, this is for us. We had the best trip. So we're having this crazy idea that maybe we could do something like that and curate like the world's best food tour. But it would be pretty damn exclusive. I said to Matt, how many people do you want to take? And he goes, not many. They'll slow us down.
We need much closer to you over here. Shows like MasterChef and then do you think that we can change the food of food today? And also give a pathway to people that can open up restaurants and that happy. That otherwise have to go to your food you think that when MasterChef will open up the world people to do passion?
I think there's no doubt that food shows like MasterChef, and I think we will probably, because food shows before that were quite serious. You know, the stuff that I would watch is all, in depth, serious stuff that's taking you through a journey of wherever it is, Hokkaido in Japan. And then something like MasterChef took what was a very small foodie audience and supersized it. So at one stage, just in Australia, I think 5 million people watched the finale. Worldwide, it was multi-millions. Just in India, for example, it was an average audience of 6 million. But we're also on in 142 countries. Very few countries ranked out in one version or another of MasterChef. So there's no doubt that for a whole generation watching us, they started to learn about food that they would never have otherwise. People were talking about, plating up or croque bouche or, hollandaise sauce or whatever it was, espuma out of a foam gun. I'm watching some of the world's best chefs, for an hour and a half on television every night, 5 nights a week. Whether or not it's, there's certainly a whole generation of young chefs that see it as sexier than I did. There's a whole world of opportunity that's entrepreneurial that didn't exist, I think, when I was growing up. But that's for many reasons, not just MasterChef. So what I love now is that as a young chef, they ask me what's the best advice, and I go, just try and think ahead and try and think about what you want to achieve out of it. You can learn 10 recipes and open a business, whereas I trained for 10 years and I still didn't even think about what kind of business I wanted to run. So, you could make 3 flavors of macaron and take the world by storm. So that's the nice thing, it's entrepreneurial, there's opportunity. The risks are still there. It's one of the toughest industries, I think, on the planet. Service, food, particularly in Australia now, low margins, high costs, cost of labour, cost of food, very competitive. So, sometimes a young chef will say, I became a chef just because of you. And I kind of look them in the eye first and go, is that a good idea? Because sometimes I expect, oh my goodness, hard work. But I do say to them, the reason I still love it is I scrubbed out that line between work and play. So I've made my whole life about food, about learning about food, cooking, delivering, being a chef, a restaurateur, and all the friends that I had many years ago that said, oh, your hours are terrible, we're going out on Saturday night, you're never there. I just got rid of those friends and got new friends where I could go out on a Saturday night at 12 o'clock, sit in a bar, and just have cool hospitality experiences. And when I travel now, one of the most beautiful things is I can call any number of chef friends that I have anywhere in the world, eat the best food, and feel like they belong to a very exclusive club. Don't know if that answers the question. Yeah. There you go.
Hi Gary, how are you feeling today?
Yeah, great. 2 dinners down, it was pretty good. I'm pleased about that. 2 dinners and 4 events. I've got a couple of things to go, but yeah, really pleased with how things have worked out.
So you have 2 successful dinners already, and how do you feel about it, and how was your experience?
You know what I'm most pleased about is that Cinnamon, and this is not, I'm not, what's the word? I'm not being cliche, but the team here are so good. Like lots of really young, enthusiastic chefs, and also, the seniors have got so much experience. I've been absolutely thrilled that they've essentially just taken a lot of my recipes and cooked them beautifully. And of course, we brought a small team out, so there were 3 of us, and without their help, we would never be able to deliver it. So we got some great feedback. Particularly, they loved the lamb, which I was thrilled about, and dessert. Like unanimously, they were the favourite dishes out of everything. So yeah, went well.
Sure it did. I can see it from your face as well.
There's always the unexpected. Like things, in the kitchen, things don't always go well, but it's about, getting over some of those hurdles, making sure we got the right product, everybody's organized. And it's not easy. When you're feeding a family of 4 at home, that's easy. But when you're doing 160, 180 people, that's difficult. So, yeah, big tick. Boom, done.
Okay, I'm pretty sure you have met so many Sri Lankan fans of yours recently. So, what is one thing you notice about Sri Lankans?
That's loaded, isn't it? You know what's lovely? Number one, I'm really thrilled that there's so many MasterChef fans. And more than that, there's lots of young people that are in their, their early 20s, 22 to 26, that grew up with us on television. So it reminds me that we occupied a really special place in kind of television history. We've influenced a lot of people over the, 11 years that we did the show and 16 seasons. So we did 6, including 2 junior master chefs and all stars and all the rest of it. That's it's a lot of television. And it's lovely when people are so happy to see you. They credit us with qualifications I don't think we always have, but they think that we're fantastic. And as long as it makes them happy when we meet them, I'm pleased.
All right. Thank you so much, Gary, for your valuable time here. Thank you for being with us. Thank you.
And I'm looking forward to 6-7 days of traveling around Sri Lanka, eating street food, home-cooked food, some great dining experience, seeing some beautiful countryside and some beaches. So I can sit and read and enjoy Sri Lanka as we should.
We hope you enjoy your stay as well. Have a good day.
Thanks so much.